Hello, everybody. Welcome to the very first episode of the Mellon Life podcast, a podcast about life at Carnegie Mellon through the stories of its students. I am your host, Harrison Marks.
And I'm your other host, Arrim Jung.
Where do we take it from here? So this is the first episode of the Mellon Life, and
Yeah.
let's kind of talk about what is the Mellon Life, Arrim? What is this podcast that we're doing?
Yeah, well, the Mellon Life is a platform where we're going to be interviewing students at Carnegie Mellon. And so we realized a lot of students at Carnegie Mellon are doing really cool things, but sometimes it's hard to know what people in a different school are up to, or people who are doing completely different clubs than you are. And so this podcast is going to be a platform where we can bridge that gap and get people, feature people to kind of brag about them a little bit and show off how cool they are.
Yeah, that's perfect, pretty much. I mean, that's essentially what we're doing is kind of to connect and interconnect the communities at CMU because they do feel a bit separated. I would say so, but I mean, really, I think around us, like all the time, are like quite amazing people, and there's a lot of stories out there to tell, and yeah, a lot of stuff that always goes on around campus that a lot of people don't really know about, or that people would actually attend to or be interested in, but just don't know about. And I think Carnegie Mellon is also a university with its fair share of stereotypes. I think we
Yeah.
get a bad rep in some
Do
ways.
we?
No, well, it depends.
Bad.
Bad is a stretch. We have a rep.
We do have a rep.
What's the Carnegie Mellon average stereotype in your eyes, Adim?
I think we have a rep for being very work centric. I mean, we
Yes.
have the whole motto, Andrew Carnegie's motto, "My heart is in the work," which
Mm-hmm.
can be taken in two very different ways. It
Yeah.
can be like you either do work that your heart is in, or your heart is always in your work.
Yeah.
It depends on what you define as work,
Yeah.
but I think a lot of the times, a lot of students get sucked into the kind of grind culture. So that phrase has kind of gotten a negative connotation
Yeah.
instead.
Do you remember during our freshman year orientation?
Oh
Do
yeah,
you remember what we spelled out? We spelled out the word work with a heart
yeah.
in it, and that post got flamed on social media. Do you remember
Yeah.
that?
Well, for context, so at the end of orientation, all the freshmen
Mm,
go out into the cut, like the grass area, and we are arranged in the shape. And there's this huge crane that takes this bird's eye photo of
yeah,
all of us.
yeah.
And we spelled out W heart RK
Yeah,
work.
and then we got flamed on social media for it because it's like promoting toxic work culture, or at least that's how some people interpreted it.
Yeah, it
And
depends on the interpretation.
I don't know. I think CMU is equally a place where it promotes like passion and being passionate about the stuff you're doing, but also
Yeah.
the toxic work culture is definitely there. I remember
Yeah.
my freshman year, my RA was like, "So hey guys, we're like ranked number 3 in universities in depression, but we're trying to work on that." And I was just like, "Oh, I was a freshman. That was like orientation week." I was just like, "Oh, that's wonderful to
Well,
hear." Like,
that's so encouraging to
yeah,
hear
that
in
it
your
was like
first week here.
it's a little intimidating, but I mean, people do feel pretty overworked here, but I think it's partially because one, it's a hard school, but
Mhm.
two, it's also the kind of stuff that the students here seek out to do. I think we're a very
Yeah.
ambitious group of students
Oh,
in terms of the
definitely.
kind of things that we want to accomplish. And
Mhm.
I think this kind of extends to all schools. And I guess we can give a little bit more background about who we are. I am a senior in film, and you are also a senior in
I
film, but
am.
also,
Yeah, I'm in the BXA program, and so that's a unique program to Carnegie Mellon where you can take two majors from two different schools and combine them to make your own major. So I'm combining film with dramaturgy, and if you don't know what dramaturgy is, it's basically like literary analysis for plays for theater. And so I got to kind of mold my own education here at CMU. But also in my senior year, I'm doing an accelerated master's in entertainment industry management um, through the Heinz College. So I'm also doing that as, as well, which might speak to a lot of
Yep.
how I fit into the
Accelerated masters. Yep.
work culture as well.
It's easy to get sucked into. And I mean,
Yeah,
I don't want to be one to say it's an inherently good or bad thing
right.
because I mean, we do push ourselves to do a lot and I can't necessarily say it's healthy. But I think a good chunk of us are also very self-aware of this and still continue to kind of do the same things that we always do. I do think we need to take better care of ourselves on
I think
average.
it's a
It's
choice.
a choice. And so okay, disclaimer, it's not always a choice. I'm not trying to offend anyone at CMU who's getting overworked.
Yeah,
But
some
largely it's a choice.
mhm. I think
Like, are we gonna get flamed on like episode 1 for saying this? Like, we're gonna
no.
get like a bunch of hate comments like I have to do blah 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 blah.
Well, the hater's gonna hate. The shaker's gonna shake. but, but I think like what I've seen of a lot of Carnegie Mellon students is that they also make the most of their hobbies.
Mm,
So,
yes.
the play is also work. It's a work
Yeah.
hard, play work
Yeah.
kind of culture in the sense of like, spring carnival is supposed to be this like
Yes.
celebration and like a break from school, but it's also a huge source of pressure for
Yes.
people who are building booth or doing buggy or um like doing a production during spring carnival.
Yep. This is true. Yeah. People do play hard. Like we
Play
do not.
hard.
Our extracurriculars are insane. Like
Yeah.
whenever I see the dances, for example, we have a lot of dance showcases at Carnegie Mellon. And wow, they are competitive and they
Dances
are
are very
crazy
cool.
good at like
Hmm.
that we have what dancer symposium at the end of every semester and that's just like a
Yeah.
collection of performances from various dance orgs around the school along with I guess individual kind of what is it like separate choreographies I guess led by like select people that aren't necessarily affiliated with an org but it's
Yeah.
all very impressive. There's like 40-ish dances like total per show, so it's a lot.
Some
And
of the
that's just like
choreographies, chore- choreo- choreography, choreographies,
choreography.
choreographies are really sick.
Yes,
So they
most
go
of all of
hard.
them, all of them.
All of them, yeah. Oh, not most. Yeah,
Yeah,
all
all
of
of
them.
them, all of them.
This is where I get flamed.
All of them.
No, all of them are so amazing. And
Mhm.
even like Lunar Gala, like
Yep.
people put on a whole fashion
Yep.
show. People are really cool here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there are a lot of different examples of extracurriculars and kind of they're just kind of like these outpours of passion from communities and yeah.
Hmm.
But once again, going back to the point of this podcast is
Right.
kind of to put some highlight on that as well. And also
Mhm.
I think that was a very generous depiction of our stereotypes at CMU. Adim. I was thinking more along
Okay,
the
well,
lines of like we're like stinky STEM majors. Like that's kind of how we're seen by like the broader public sometimes. We're like really sad, like antisocial people. Like like that's kind of like the stereotypes that I think our school kind of has by the wider public and by some people of our school. Like I have seen CMU students hate on the CMU general population before, but this
Mm,
podcast is kind of here to say that's not all true. Okay, maybe like a portion of it is, but that's not like all true because there's a lot of different kinds of people here, and we really
yeah.
want to showcase the diversity of like experiences, the diversity of people, and what the diversity of a student life kind of is like on campus. And
Yeah.
the way the podcast is also going to work on the average episode is that me and Adim are your hosts.
Yes.
I hope you don't get tired of us too quickly because we're going to be on every episode, but we will also be joined by two guests.
Yeah.
And for each episode, we're going to interview our guest. Not interview. Interview is a very formal word. We're going to host our guests. We're going to give them a very comfortable environment where they can share and be open about their experiences in life at CMU. So we can find out about all different kinds of academic experiences in different fields, all the different kinds of extracurricular experiences, and anything else that kind of comes along the lines of what it means to be a student at CMU and what that really entails. Oh, I almost forgot. I did forget. I'm sorry, but we are joined by our off-camera producer, Shannon Lee. Shannon, would you like to introduce yourself? So Shannon is a so Shannon is a junior who is a BXA in fine arts and film, and she is our third kind of like core team member who has been doing our producing for us, while me and Adim just get to yap for the whole time.
Yeah.
So yeah, we are the ones who are running the Mellon Life. Yeah, and I guess now that we've kind of talked about what the podcast is about, how it's going to be run, we can kind of talk a little bit. We can talk a little bit about ourselves. I think that's okay.
We have the floor.
We have the floor. It's all
Yeah.
ours, and that's dangerous because we can
Ooh.
talk for a very long time.
Good thing we have a podcast.
Yeah, wow.
Well, but
um,
what do we do as film majors? Like, what is our
wow.
daily life like?
What is it like being a film major here?
Yeah.
Okay, this is like I'm totally breaking up the flow, but I want my melon soda now.
Oh,
On the topic, yes, on the topic of having guests for our podcast, since we are the Melon Life, we are going to have melon themed drinks and snacks for all of our guests. So for this first episode, me and Adim have our wonderful melon sodas, and we are going to have oh, hi,
huh.
we have
Ah.
we have melon gummies as well. Yeah, so we
Okay.
were talking, or
Exciting.
we were gonna start talking about what it means to be a film major at Carnegie Mellon.
Yeah.
And I guess we can open that up by starting about how we became film majors at Carnegie Mellon. And I'll go first on this because for me, it's very short. I applied to a lot of good schools, and I applied to Rutgers University, which was my state's public school. It's New Jersey's public school, and I felt pretty confident I could get into Rutgers. And then everywhere else I applied to was like a reach school, and I generally applied for stuff like film or anything close to film, not because I particularly am fond of movies. I'm a terrible film major in the sense that my knowledge of movies is abysmal. If you are like an
You're really selling yourself, Harrison. Wow, I'm
Okay.
terrible.
If you are an
Y'all should
average,
listen to my podcast.
oh my god, stop! If you watch a lot of movies, you probably know about more movies than me. But in high
But
school,
you know so much anime.
I do. That's not a selling point. We're not beating the like CMU stereotype allegations if you say that about me, audience.
No, anime pride. Own it.
I mean, I do. Don't let me start.
Oh,
That anime is an
true.
art, and I will talk about that for like way too long. But that's neither like here or there. Yeah. So I studied. I had video production classes in high school for like 3 years in a row. I really enjoyed the course. I really enjoyed editing. And I just wanted to do something in college that I might enjoy. I was not very career focused, I guess, going into this. I was just trying to be like, what would I enjoy out of my college experience? And I thought the closest thing would be something in film or video where I can still do video creation practices and stuff like that. So I applied here as a film major without really thinking too much about the fact that this is not a film school. It is definitely a STEM centered school, and the film program here is actually very new. We have very few like
Yeah.
film and visual media major alumni from Carnegie Mellon University.
We do have a lot of alumni that go into film.
Yes, in the entertainment
In
industry
the
for
entertainment
sure. There are a
industry.
lot of
Yeah.
Carnegie Mellon alumni, but in terms of the film and visual media program, it is quite new. And
Mhm.
it is also notoriously in Dietrich College, which is like
Yes.
Dietrich is kind of it's English, it's stats.
It's such a wide umbrella.
Yeah.
Like, yeah,
It
humanities and
miscellaneous.
social sciences can
Yes.
contain a lot of
Yeah.
things.
But also our
Yeah.
stats department in Dietrich is like really big, but it's not our computer
Yeah.
science college.
Yeah.
But we do have stats majors and stuff along those lines. So film is in here, and we do have an arts college, and film is notoriously not in the arts college. And we do more film history kind
Mhm.
of
Studies.
studies based. We do have production classes, and every year I think we have more and more film production classes, which is awesome. But
Mhm.
it's not like you need to take a lot of film production classes to graduate with a film major here. So I
Yeah.
wouldn't really say, I definitely wouldn't say we're a film school. Not to discourage you from taking film studies here, because I took it and I'm where I am now. And I actually am quite happy with where I am now. And we'll talk
Yeah.
more about what it kind of is like taking film here. But it's not necessarily a film school. And if you're looking to graduate in film and you really want to go into the film industry, like if if we're being honest, it probably isn't the first school you're going to look at or university you're going to look at in terms of that. But I didn't really think about that too much when coming here. I just came here because I was like, this is the best school I got accepted into, and I will come out of here with a degree. And to this
Yeah.
day, I don't think that mindset was wrong. Even though this is not like a film school, it was the best school that I got accepted into, and I am
Mm.
going to graduate with a degree in film and visual media.
Yeah.
I mean, unless I don't know, I have a legendary fumble for my senior year, that would be insane. But it is looking like I will graduate with a degree in film and visual media. It's been an interesting path for me. I feel pretty different. I go, wow, I'm so different. I feel pretty different.
So different.
I'm so different. I do feel different than most film majors because of the fact that my passion for films is quite low, I guess. And I think that's still true to this day. I wouldn't really say I'm a huge fan of movies. I'm not someone who goes to the theaters a lot
That's
or
really refreshing to
yeah.
hear.
Yeah. I think
Yeah,
so.
it's not
Because
common.
people here are very passionate, which once again is a good thing. But I will say is like sometimes you kind of feel out of your realm or a little outcasted or a little like out of your league being a film
Mm.
major here if you're not someone who kind of inherently has that passion. But I do have passion. I have passion for visual media and like video projects and making film. I'm very passionate about the projects that I'm in right now. But
Like
I
this podcast.
like this podcast exactly. But I'm just not a huge movie person. But despite that, I've made it this far. I'm doing pretty good, and yeah, no regrets coming here. My freshman year, I admit, might have been a little unsure if this was the right place for me, but by now I've really settled in and I've gained a lot here. So yeah, that's me on how I became a film and visual media at Carnegie Mellon. Arrim,
Fight on, Harrison.
I will. I will.
Well, for me, I come from Southern California,
Mhm.
and if you know SoCal, you might be familiar with like SoCal Asian culture. So that's kind of how I grew up in high school, and I was really into like environmental studies and conservation, sustainability efforts. I volunteered at an aquarium, so I was like, okay, I'm gonna apply everywhere as like environmental studies. So I came into CM or I applied to CMU as a decision science major, planning to minor in environmental studies, just totally different from what I'm doing now.
Completely different, like not even close to the same thing.
Yeah, I took some decision science classes. They were really cool.
And you certainly made some decisions
I
afterwards.
did. I definitely made some very important decisions afterwards. I think I always had this kind of love for entertainment and the arts, and that's what really got me excited. But I was always a little bit shy of like
Mm,
admitting that I
yeah.
really wanted to do it as a life, like
Yeah.
that I wanted to give it my all. And so, choosing a college that was so far away,
Mhm.
I was given that freedom to really explore.
Yeah.
And so, I'm really happy that I chose CMU. I was choosing between UC Berkeley and CMU, and I think what drew me to Carnegie Mellon was their drama program. Like,
Yes.
I didn't know that I was gonna transfer in back then, but I just wanted to be near it, like just like, osmosis a little bit, just
Yeah.
being near
If you are
that.
unaware, CMU drama is insane.
Yeah. It's one of the top. And so I
Yeah.
feel really blessed to be a part of it. And I think what was great also about CMU is that it is very open
Mhm.
and people really support the students. So when I was trying to make a decision on whether to declare film and whether to apply for the BXA program, start taking dramaturgy classes, I think a lot of the professors were very supportive and really opened a lot of doors for me. So yeah, that through that I was able to take classes that taught me like films from around the world.
Mhm.
I took a class on Bollywood films, which is so exciting.
Was that
I
a Jeff Hinkelman class or?
No,
Oh.
that was not. It was an elective. I chose to take
Ooh.
a Bollywood class
Yeah.
Jeffrey Hinkleman is the director of the film program here at Carnegie Mellon, and he is amazing. Everyone who is interested in film at Carnegie Mellon will probably take his Intro to Film Studies
You
class.
will have if there you will know Jeffrey Hinkleman
Oh,
if you
you'll
study
know.
film at Carnegie Mellon University.
He's kind of an icon.
Yeah. Although
So
he's really funny. In Intro to Film Studies, like, a lot of people take it because it's kind of like, oh, it's film. I'm just gonna go and watch movies and like not have a care in the world. And he treats the Intro to
yeah,
Film Studies as like a weed out class to like get
yeah.
everybody who's taking it for fun to like
He
get it out. So he acts like
yes,
super intimidating for
it's
like
really scary. I got like a C on the first like notes, and
yes.
he's scared the shivers out of me. I was so scared. I was like, I can't. This can't be my legacy at Carnegie Mellon. I
Yeah, he'll
like
pick on you in
failing a
class,
film
like he'll
class.
like cold call you and then give you this look. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. But you learn to stop growing scared of him. At one point you just stop growing scared. I don't know if Shannon's reached that point yet. But at one point you just Jeff's kind of messing with you. He is trying to weed out people in Intro to Film Studies.
And also pull you in.
And pull you in. Yes. He's trying to bring people in and kick the freeloaders out. Am I allowed to say that? I hope I'm not speaking on your behalf, Jeff, if you're watching this, but that's
He
what
wants people to take it seriously.
yes, that's a good way to
And
put it.
so, if you were kind of planning on freeloading, it's kind of like a wake up call and be like, oh
Mhm.
shoot, I
Yeah.
do need to pay attention.
Yes. On my first notes
Yeah.
back, I also got a 5 out of 10. I saw a 5 and I was like, Out of 5? Oh, out of 10. Oh,
Dead.
okay. Very cool."
Yeah.
But
Um,
continue back to your
oh,
story. Yes.
right. So I got to watch like documentaries about Arab cultures and art films, which were kind of weird. And uh, take production classes, like the few that
Mhm.
Harrison mentioned in screenwriting classes. So
Yes.
those were really, really cool. And also, on the other hand, dramaturgy, I was suddenly plunged into the world of the School of Drama and assigned to productions where I was really deep diving into literary analysis and talking with the director, talking with the actors, and really discovering like the deep metaphors within a work, and also thinking about audience engagement, like how does being in a space with the art kind of influence the decisions you make? How are you engaging the people who are watching? So it was a very different way of thinking than film, but it also really informed me on like how to talk to actors as well. And that I think a lot of the skills were transferable, which is why I'm a big fan of the film and dramaturgy BXA
Yes.
combination.
It's an awesome combination of majors to have. I remember the first
Yeah,
time you told me about it, I was like, "Wow, that's nice. That's like that flows
yeah.
really well together. Like that's crazy."
And what other school will allow you to do that? I
Yeah.
think Carnegie Mellon's really unique in that sense.
Yes.
So even though we don't have a film like a film production
Production
program,
program, yeah.
it is very
Yeah.
malleable to what you want
Yeah.
to do.
Definitely I think it's very feasible to take a minor or additional major in film.
Yes.
100%. Obviously it depends what else you're doing, but something like dramaturgy I think
Turgy.
complements Turgy?
Turgy.
Turgy?
Get it
Something like
right.
okay, something like dramaturgy, really
Mm.
complements film, like skill
Yeah.
set wise.
Mhm.
So a lot of people, if not most, have another major other than film, or at least have a minor. In
Mhm.
fact, I am moderately concerned I am the only one in my grade who will graduate with a film and visual media major and literally nothing else. I have never taken a minor or an additional major, and I definitely am not going to now.
But your experiences are so stacked,
Yeah, and
Harrison.
that's the thing is that I don't regret it at all
Yeah.
because we were talking about work culture earlier, and I do
Mhm.
believe in working hard. Obviously, obviously I believe in working hard, but I don't believe in working like senselessly or working for the sake of working. And I've considered
Mm.
minors or additional majors before, and certainly there are some that could benefit me. Like I'm not saying I wouldn't have benefited from one, but I've kind of went the route of like, okay, there are cool classes I can take that are film related here, but not all of them are going to count towards my major. Like, it's not super hard to fill out your major requirements for film.
Mhm.
And even stuff like advanced film production, but for example, you don't need to take that. You only need to take one film production class, I'm pretty sure, and that's just intro to film production.
Yeah, I don't think I took advanced
Yeah.
film production.
You can take advanced. You can take right now. I'm taking a class called Making Documentary, and it's
Yeah.
exactly what it sounds like. We are making documentary,
Oh,
which is
yeah.
awesome.
They deliver what they
They
promise.
do. Shannon and I are taking a video essay class, and yes, as the name implies, we are making video essay. But I'm taking classes which aren't required, but I think they give me more experience in terms of what I want to do. So
Mhm.
I don't regret not like double majoring or adding a minor like at all, because at the end of the day, like I don't think down the line having the title of like I was a minor in this would have
Mhm.
mattered that much to me. What matters to me now is like getting as much experience as I can in the things that I want to do. And that
Mhm.
includes a lot of extracurricular stuff that's not a formal class, like this podcast. I made the conscious decision to drop a class for this podcast because I thought this would be the more kind of valuable thing to do for my kind of school curriculum, for your portfolio, because as a film major, your work in your portfolio matters a lot. And yeah, I don't really regret these decisions at all.
Yeah. Would you say there's a class that really stood out to you, like that you would say was like the best class you took at CMU so far?
I can do most fun because
Mm.
I think this it was acting for non-majors. I loved
Oh, it's
acting
so
for
hard to get into
non-majors.
that
It
class, by
is
the way.
so hard to get into. But it was fun. Obviously, if you
Mhm.
don't like acting or being in front of a camera, it might be a little bit harder. But if it sounds like something that would be fun, it is fun. And it
Mhm.
actually is still valuable as well because if you're working in a role in the film industry, I think it's important to kind of learn about the acting process, what it means to act, how to work with non-actors, kind
Mhm.
of learning how to direct non-actors as well is kind of a skill that I've thought about in that class. So I think it is
Mm.
valuable, but mostly it was super fun. In terms of just pure usefulness, I mean, it might be too early to call, but I am taking making documentary right now, and we are
Mm.
coming away from the class with a 15 to 20-minute documentary that
Wow.
is gonna go in our portfolios. I'm in a that's a 5-person class. We're all working on the same documentary, and the
Mhm.
professor is like guiding us through it. So to me, this feels like an independent study in film production.
Mm.
That's like a class like that, and
Yeah.
it's amazing. Like the concept and the pace so far has been great. It hasn't been too rushed so far, and we've really been easing into a lot of concepts. The professor is amazing. Ralph Vituccio. Ralph Vituccio. He's amazing. He is super awesome. So I really like that class. And I think it'll be super valuable. So that's probably in terms of like what I think is most. It's a combination of fun, but also practicality wise, it's really nice.
Mm.
So I've enjoyed it a lot. What about you, Adim? What was your favorite class? You can do favorite and also most practical if they're different.
Okay, okay.
Mm,
I thought of 2.
yes.
So, I think favorite, I mean, okay, this is biased because I studied abroad one
Okay.
summer.
I wasn't thinking about that. All right. Okay.
Doesn't it count?
It
Doesn't
does
it count as
count.
a class?
Yes,
I got units for it, so it's a
that's true.
class. But well, I studied abroad in France. It was a
Mhm.
city called Nantes, and there's so many stories from it that I could take forever telling. But a class that I took there was augmented realities, and
Yeah.
there we used AR and made a lot of like really cool things with AR with the landscape of France, of Nantes. And so I got to work on 2 projects. One
Wow.
was kind of I went out with my professor, Sebastian Dubrel,
Mhm.
and we interviewed people on the streets of Nantes and asked them what they do on Sundays.
Wow.
Because on Sundays in France, all the shops are closed. Like
Oh,
it's a culture where everything's closed on Sundays.
so by everything, do you really mean like everything, everything?
Yeah, like you can't go grocery shopping, you can't go watch a movie.
What do
Um,
you do on Sundays?
exactly. That's why I was so curious and I wanted to know, so I went to interview people. And I know things are changing and so there are a lot of shops that are open on Sundays nowadays,
Mhm.
but still that culture kind of sometimes perseveres. And so I heard people saying I go to the beach with my family,
Mm,
or we
that's
go
nice.
picnic, we take walks. And so it's just like having that time where you're forced to not consume.
Yeah.
Um, like it was really cool to see what people do.
It's very
And
peaceful.
yeah, Europe. Ugh, I
Our
miss it.
generation needs that badly.
CMU needs it.
We do not have that block of time built in for us.
Yeah. Ugh, my project was named Ferme le Dimanche, which means
Oh.
closed on Sundays.
Oh.
And there was another project that was more audio focused, and I got
Mm.
to record sounds around Nantes, put it in like a DJ sampler. And so, like, when people press a button, it's like a cat going meow. And then you press another button, it's like, and so,
Hey,
like, you can make a beat, like a DJ beat with it.
can we get this on the soundboard? Do you have this project?
Oh,
Can we get this on our soundboard?
I have it on my iPad, but like, yeah, maybe
Yeah.
afterwards I can show you. It was really fun, and it was in
Mm.
France, and so
Yes.
how could it not be
Okay,
fun?
you're cheating a little bit though because
Yeah.
I asked your favorite Carnegie Mellon course.
It was a Carnegie Mellon course.
Okay.
Just have a Carnegie Mellon professors.
All
It
right.
just happened to take place in France over the summer for 5 weeks. But I think a practical class would probably be a class through the School of Drama called New Play Dramaturgy.
Mm.
And it was dramaturgs are paired with a master's student playwright and are kind of in development of a play together. So a dramaturg is helping and aiding the playwright in the process of development. And it was so informative on like what are questions that I can ask to make the playwright come up with their own answers to this, like come to the conclusion themselves. And also, are they ready to hear certain notes? Like,
Mhm.
should I hold on to this note until they're ready to hear it?
Yeah.
Until like 3 drafts or 4 drafts down the line. And it also like taught me a lot about what a creative collaboration could look like, what kind of expectations should be set in the beginning.
Yeah.
It was a lot of learning by doing, and
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it. I've been yapping.
Yeah. You know what I think it's time for?
Chew on this.
Yes. Oh wow, Shannon's on the fly today. This is
Yeah.
great. All right,
So what is chew on this, Harrison?
So we're gonna have a little game in the middle of all of our episodes called Chew on This.
Mm.
And it's going to be kind of like a rapid fire question type of game where our producer, Shannon, is going to be like the game master, and she's gonna ask us 10 questions that we have to answer very quickly. Yeah, that's the gist of it. It's pretty simple. And if we ever want to pass on a question, we have our gummies that we can chew on.
Yeah.
But
So we choose to chew on this instead of answering the
Yes.
question.
we're not really like supposed to be a spicy drama podcast though, so most of these are answerable without the need to chew on a gummy. All right, shall we get started, Shannon?
Yeah. All right. Number 1. What's your MBTI?
ENFP.
ENFP.
Same for both of us. Blah blah blah.
Blah, blah, blah.
Blah, blah,
All right.
blah.
2. What's your most recent obsession?
Recent is hard because I have a few, but they're normally the same.
The Dive covered by Ellie Banks.
Recent?
Say the Demon Slayer movie.
Oh my gosh, my most recent obsession. Okay, this sounds crazy. Okay, it is the Demon Slayer movie in terms of it's just like been in my head because it was really good. But there's this one moment that I think is so ridiculous and it will not leave my head. I can't spoil it on camera, but that has been like the like little like fly buzzing around in my head that will not leave. Yeah. But I love anime, so that's always an obsession. Very recently, I finished rewatching Ping Pong the animation, which was amazing. So very obsessed, very obsessed.
Ping pong.
Ping Pong is so good. Anyway, next question.
What's the last song you listened to?
Ooh, Oceans by Tori Kelly.
Iris Out by Kenshi Onazu.
Do you have a crush? Fictional, celebrity, or real? And who?
Nick Wilde.
From?
Oh, Zootopia.
That's a wild
Just in
take.
case you were wondering. Yes.
I mean, who isn't crushing on Nick
Fictional
Wilde?
is hard. Like, I'm trying to remember, like, childhood. Like, who is my child? Because I'm not really in tune with celebrity culture, so I don't think I have a Oh! Honey Palm from New Jeans. There we go. Celebrity crush.
Oh, wait, shoot. Can I say a K-pop celebrity crush?
Okay, go ahead.
Dio from EXO.
All right, there we go.
Okay, next question.
Why are you judging us,
I'm
Shannon?
not judging you guys. Anyways, how many hours of sleep did you guys get?
6.
3.
No.
That's why my eye bags are like this today.
No, there's no eye bags.
Okay, get good rest tonight, yeah?
Yeah.
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 Maybe.
How many times have you painted the fence?
3.
4.
For me, it's all JSA, Japanese Students Association. I'm not Japanese. I just like Japanese pop culture, so I've painted the fence with JSA the last 3 years.
For context, the fence is a
yes.
tradition at Carnegie Mellon. There's this fence that people continuously paint over, and I think it's beaten the Guinness World Records for being the most painted object in the
Really?
world.
I had no
Yeah.
clue.
It recently broke the record, I think, while we were here.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's really cool. It's a place where you can advertise stuff and also like wish people happy birthday sometimes. Or also just like promote your club. And so I painted in my freshman year for my dorm, and then I also painted it for Easter Sunday, and then I painted it for No Parking Players, the improv troupe that I was a part of for a couple of years. Shout out to MPP. And I also painted it for Emote, original student musical that I co-directed last year.
Wow,
2
you've
years
done so
ago.
many extracurriculars, Adi. We could talk about that later.
So many.
My answer is actually 4. I forgot that everyone does do it for their dorm freshman year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
that's
we're
right.
tied.
Yeah. You just are more diverse than me. I just do same old, same. Oh, yo. All right. Next question.
Favorite place to eat on campus?
Well, it's the Chipotle next to our campus, but if we're talking strictly on-campus food, it's the Exchange, our sandwich shop. By far, IMO.
Good choice. It just changed for me today to Nourish because
What
I
is
got
Nourish?
It's a allergen friendly place where like you can only order online, but they you can make your own custom bowls and stuff,
Nice.
and they make it for you.
Is it limited availability for when it's open, or?
I think it's on CMU Eats. You can check online to see the open hours. I'm not sure.
Mm-hmm.
It's usually open during meal times though.
I see.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
They're in a
Good.
very interesting area. It's like next to ABP, right?
Yeah, it's kind of hidden, like in a hallway, like a little nook near ABP.
Little hole in the wall.
Little hole in the wall. Yeah.
All right. Next question.
If you could transfer to any other CMU college, which would it be?
CFA, because I think film should be. I think film production would benefit from being in an arts college. Yeah.
I think like MCS,
Oh, a different route. MCS stands for.
Mellon College of Science.
Yeah.
'Cause they have like the MCS ball, right?
Yeah. Oh, that's why for the ball.
Yeah, maybe I should have taken a more realistic
Oh,
approach.
you're going for the commodities. I see. Wait, but you said you came in with the expectations of environmental science. Is that
I don't know if
along
it's part of MCS.
MCS? No.
But I don't know. I think it would be really cool to like. I feel like engineers are kind of a vibe. They're really cool people, and so, okay, maybe I would drown in the classes. They're like ultra cool and
we're not
extra
actually in these
smart.
colleges, so we can be a little unrealistic.
Yeah,
It's okay.
I can dream. I can dream.
You could do it. You could do it.
I can. I can take 112 and
Mhm.
122 and
Mm-hmm.
151 and
There we go.
Arrim, to be realistic, though, you are in like 3 colleges.
True.
Yeah, you don't have that many options for this in the first place because you're already in like 3 of them.
Dietrich, CFA, and Heinz College.
Wow. All right, next question.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how cooked are you right now?
We're up and we're down. We're up and we're down. But right now, I'm up. And then I'm going to go home and be like, I have so much work. And then I'm going to be down. But right now, we'll say on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being like deep fried,
Ooh.
6.
Ooh. Can I be cooking and cooked at the
Yes.
same time? Okay, I feel like I'm I'm like cooking 4 and I'm cooked 6.
You're cooking 4. So you're 4 on like what your productivity or like getting stuff done scale.
Well, I don't know.
You're cooking this podcast episode right now.
We're cooking. We're cooking. So we good.
Yeah.
Even though I'm running on 3 hours of sleep, I'm like, I'm so locked in
Mm-hmm.
for this right now.
All right.
Lastly, is there any person, place, or thing on CMU campus that you like to shout out?
Any person, place, or thing.
I would like to shout out InterVarsity Christian Fellowship
Wow.
because they are they're like my second family here at Carnegie Mellon, and they've been such a joy and such a blessing in my life. I've grown so much in my faith through InterVarsity, and yeah, honestly, I feel like Carnegie Mellon would have been a totally different experience if I didn't find the people in InterVarsity as I did.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Very nice. And we can talk
Yeah.
about that a bit more because we're going to talk about our extracurriculars. I think about people a lot, so I'm gonna shout out one of my friends, and I'm gonna cheat a little bit, because I'm gonna shout out an alumni, to Allison Jung, one of my best friends who is currently studying abroad in London. I miss you. I know you're watching this podcast. Hope you're doing well. So that's my shout out.
Aww.
All right, and that's our chew on this segment. You mentioned Adim, your intervarsity kind of experience. That was the thing you wanted to shout out the most, and that leans into your extracurriculars. And I know your extracurriculars matter quite a lot to you. So, would you like to give an overview of what kind of extracurriculars you currently take part of in Carnegie Mellon?
Yeah, I think they've evolved over the years. InterVarsity, I joined spring semester of my freshman year and have been with it ever since. We're a Christian fellowship, and we meet every Friday for large groups where we kind of like explore big ideas in Christianity together, and we ask questions and share how our weeks went and all that stuff. And we also have Sunday night dinners where we go over to some of our houses, and uh, our members like cook, and we just eat together, have fellowship, and we sing hymns, and it's a really wonderful time. I think coming into college, I was struggling a lot with my faith, and so it was a really safe place where people were really patient with me and all my kind of sassy questions, and they were willing to really explore faith with me. So I'm very grateful to them.
Yes.
Um,
It's very important to you, and that's a lot of where I think your community at Carnegie Mellon kind of lies.
yeah,
Yeah.
it was a source of a very safe community
Yeah.
for me. Um, yeah.
Yeah.
And I also did a lot of scotch and soda, so
Mhm.
theater.
Our theater, one of our theater organizations.
Yeah, it's one of the oldest organizations at Carnegie Mellon.
Yes.
It has a very long history, and I took part in a lot of the main stage like musicals. I was a prop master my freshman year, and then I started to be in cast for some of the smaller plays, and then I joined the sub troops. So improv comedy, there's sketch comedy, and there's also playwriting. So I got a little taste of all of them, and I kind of primarily chose improv comedy as the main one. Um, and it was really fun. Really push you outside your comfort zone. I'd
Yes.
say like you're very uncomfortable while doing improv, and you need to think on your
Yeah.
feet, and you
Yeah.
get embarrassed. But you learn to roll with the punches a little
I
bit.
would not be able to do improv.
You should join.
Oh, it's so
They
painful.
have weekly workshops
Dog,
twice a week.
I would just give up. They would like put me on the spot. They'd be like, someone would say something. I would look at them. I wouldn't know a response, and I'd just be like, I'm sorry, man. I don't got anything. Like that's pretty much how I would feel doing
And
improv.
they would play off of that. You don't got anything. Well, anything got you?
Okay.
I don't know what I just said.
I mean, that's the confidence of someone who took improv, though. That is the confidence of someone who took improv. So I don't know. Maybe I need to hone my skills. Think on my feet some more. You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Yeah, it was really fun.
Yeah.
I could go on. There are other stuff, but you
Oh.
should talk about your organizations. Oh no.
It's interesting because I thought I was going to do a lot of extracurriculars this semester, and I'm kind of am and I'm not because very few of them are actually club oriented so far. I am part of CMU esports, and this semester I am one of the Smash Brother department heads. Me and my co-head Jasmine are kind of running the Smash department, and then the president of CMU esports not only runs the whole club, but he still is very heavy-handed in what he does for the Smash department. So it's been fun. Anybody who knows me knows that I really like playing Super Smash Brothers.
Would you consider yourself a Smash bro?
Not willingly, but I think by definition, I think it's kind of inarguable considering the amount of time I put into it. But for me, I don't really play video games other than Smash Brothers either, which I know sounds strange to some people, but for me, I go to tournaments for Smash. Yes, I am a tryhard. I just really enjoy the act of competition
You
and
have
the feeling
Oh,
of
sorry.
what's up?
You have quite a reputation.
I
Like,
know.
everyone-
I don't know if it's a good thing or
Everyone
not.
who plays Smash Bros and walks past, they're like, this guy completely steamrolled me, and
Who is saying that? Who are you running into? Who is saying that?
it was someone in the bus, right?
Oh
were
yeah,
there.
yeah, that did happen.
Yeah.
We were on the bus to the Demon Slayer movie, and these two
Oh,
guys
yeah.
were gassing me up in
Yeah, they were
Smash
gassing him up.
Brothers.
And then you went to a tournament, and then one of the top players was like, that guy has hands, right?
That did happen, yes.
Yeah. And you're playing with the top players in the US or
Yeah.
internationally.
Oh, internationally, I would
Internationally.
say, but
Wow.
don't get it twisted. I am not beating the top players internationally in Smash Brothers, not even close. But
You play them.
I got to play them because CMU Esports actually did fund a trip to Ohio. Unfortunately to Ohio, but fortunately in Ohio, they had a major Smash Brothers tournament where international Smash players were kind of invited, the top caliber Smash players went to this tournament, and I got to compete in it along with anybody else who entered. So that was an awesome trip. It was held at a water park. So I did not just go and play Smash Brothers all day. Contrary to the depiction of my character, I enjoyed the water park as well, and I don't compete for that long because as someone who's not I'm obviously a sweaty tryhard, but as someone who's not a professional player, you still get eliminated from the tournament pretty quickly. But spectating is awesome. I love spectating Smash Brothers. I love watching tournaments, but watching with a crowd live is also awesome. So those are the kind of cool opportunities that CMU Esports provides, but it also just provides, at least for the Smash side, local tournaments happen every Friday, so you'll see that community there a lot. And then we host casual events on Sundays where it's just CMU students come and play and chill. You could be terrible at the game. We would still welcome you, and it's just casual. There's no stakes. The Sunday events aren't tournaments. They're just get-togethers to play some Smash Brothers. So it's been a community that I've really been a part of all 4 years at CMU. For sure, very transformative community for me. I just love the feeling of competing. I get super nervous. It's not like I'm great at it. I get super nervous, but I still love doing it. Yeah, and a lot of great memories come from this club for me at CMU. Some of my favorite memories for sure. Yeah, I would say the CMU esports is the main thing I do extracurricular club wise. But other than that, there's a lot of projects that I'm doing. with my co-host Arrim Jung, I'm hosting a podcast called The Mellon Life. Did you look at
Wow,
that?
that sounds so
Wow.
cool.
And with my co-host Arrim Jung, I am also the producer of a short film that you're working on. That's
Yeah,
correct, isn't
that
it?
I wrote and am directing.
Yes, and we can talk about that in a second. Well, we'll talk about it in a minute, but I'm working part-time for my bosses who I had an internship with in Los Angeles, actually thanks to
Mm,
our film department.
yeah.
And I'm still working for them. So when I think about my job and my projects, I'm like, these are all kind of like classes with their own units that have like their own schedule, just like
Mhm.
meshed into my actual schedule.
Mhm.
So even though I think my extracurriculars in terms of organizations are a little low right now, there's a lot project wise that I'm working on. You would
Yeah.
say so too, wouldn't you, Adim? There
You're
is a
working on a lot of projects? Yeah.
yeah. I'm not talking about me. I'm talking about you. You're
Oh,
working on a lot
oh.
of projects.
Yes, I am also working on a lot of projects. Other than this podcast and the short film that Harrison mentioned that we are working on together, me writing and directing, and Harrison producing. I'm also in the process of writing a musical.
A
And so, a
musical.
musical. And it's my first time ever writing a musical. I'm working with a composer and a vocal major who's also my roommate,
Ooh, convenient.
and also a friend who's really into songwriting. And so we've been getting together every week and just having jam sessions and trying things out, and that's been really fun. Um, I'm working on that. I also have a job as a teaching assistant for Randy Kovitz, who is a professor teaching acting on camera for
Mm,
senior and junior actors in the School of
yes.
Drama. And being a teacher's assistant in that class has been almost like directing 101, or directing on for camera. And seeing how he talks to actors has been really informative. Uh,
Jam sessions are awesome, by the way. When you first told me that you were having a jam session to like figure out the music for your musical, I was like, oh, that's like the best possible way to like figure out the music for your musical.
Yeah, I just did it. I had just experiences in like the independent music organization where you just go in a room and you jam. And I didn't really know how else to write the music because otherwise I'd be trying to write lyrics without music, and my composer would be trying to write music without lyrics. And so I was like, why don't we just do it at the same time, like in the same room, and do it that way? So yeah.
Yeah, I think the hardest, not maybe not the hardest, but one of the most stressful things film majors go through. Well, they have the choice too. So it's once again it goes back to the choice thing. But one of the most stressful things film majors have a choice to do here is our 48-hour film project
Mm.
because Pittsburgh has a 48-hour film project
Festival.
festival. It's in many cities actually, but they have one in Pittsburgh, and it's normally towards the start of the fall semester. And you can sign up for it, and CMU will pay for it. And you get to be part
Yeah.
of a group. It's a big Pittsburgh competition.
It's very horror focused.
Yes, horror and sci-fi, I think, right?
Horror and
It
sci-fi.
depends on the year. I think what the exact theme is, but they'll give you like a prompt and like a line you need to say and like an object you need to have. That way, you just can't like come up with like a story in advance, I guess. And
Yeah.
then, as the name implies, you have 48 hours to do it, which is terrible. It is so
It's so
stressful. You
hard.
have an entire weekend just completely shot because you're just so stressed trying to make this project work.
Yeah.
And
I remember our freshman year, we worked on a 48-hour film festival together, and it was like none of us knew what we were
we
doing.
were the first group that CMU ever put on it.
Yeah.
So
We were guinea pigs. Our group was way too big. I think we had like
oh, we had so many people.
12 people in
More,
total, maybe
15,
more,
including
maybe
the screenwriters.
15.
There was a lot of screenwriters. I remember there's
There
a
were like
lot of writers.
8 people on
Yeah.
a couch all screaming over each other, and then it's like the moment in the writers room, when like you had a really great idea but the train is moving and the
Yeah.
train just keeps on moving, and
Yep.
you're like, oh, the idea's gone.
Yeah. And the
Where is it going?
organization that year was just all over the place, which is not to blame anyone. That's not the I don't even
You
know who I
learn by
would blame if I
doing.
could.
No
Yeah.
one, wait,
Yeah.
it was all new to us. It was
Yeah.
completely new.
Because we were all just thrown into it. but we were freshmen, so we were coming in. This is like our like third week or something, and
Yeah.
we're really getting thrown into it. 'Cause,
We
uh,
barely know each other. We're
uh,
eating pizza at midnight, trying to figure out how to match the cuts for a cup being set down.
You remember
And,
the cup?
Yeah,
Yes.
it's like how do we cut on the sound? It was
Yeah.
really hard.
After that year, I would say next year that I did it, our sophomore year, you were in a
Mhm.
different group, if I recall.
Yeah, I was with Red Slate Media.
Mhm.
They're more of a professional indie group
Which
in
is awesome.
Pittsburgh.
You got that opportunity to work with another group.
It was
Yeah.
cool.
But
Yeah.
I worked with the CMU group again, and I think that was much more organized thanks to another film major in our year, Hannah Wyatt, who did a great job kind of spearheading
Uh,
it. We learned a
oh,
lot from
Hannah.
our freshman year. But yeah, that was um, our first film experience. Not first film experience, but that was like, it wasn't the
Very
first.
quintessential
I think it was
beginning
quintessential for us too, because it's not the first time I
experience.
met you, but it's the first time we really worked together like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was a nice group.
Yeah, because we were on the editing team.
Oh yeah.
hmm Yeah,
That's
we
when
were
we
like,
ordered
we
pizza.
ordered pizza to prevent us losing our minds. One of us would be like taking turns editing, and the other three were like doing yoga and like
Oh
jumping
yeah, we
jacks.
were
And
doing
you
yoga.
guys were definitely
We
doing yoga
were
to like
doing
keep
yoga.
sanity or something.
Yeah, that was peak.
Um,
And now look at us.
now look at us. That was our freshman year,
That was our freshman year.
but I would say where you probably got tired of me from seeing me too much is over the last summer, because if that was like kind of our first transformative film experience, our most recent and probably
Yeah.
best film experience that we've had through the university was
Mhm.
over the course of the summer. Me and Adim are fortunate enough to be a part of the first help me
Cohort.
cohort, the
You're
first
welcome.
cohort for CMU's LA film internship program. Fortunately, we were at the right place in the right time to
Yeah.
get selected for
So
that.
blessed.
And it's all thanks to, well, not all thanks, but very largely thanks to our amazing program director and advisor, Laura Harcum, who is a Carnegie Mellon alumni who kind
Mhm.
of wanted to help out CMU kids in getting their foot into the entertainment industry. So she spent several years trying to organize this program. And basically, what
Yeah.
the program was
But she's also a writer in
yes,
Hollywood, like a
yeah,
professional Hollywood writer.
yeah.
She's worked on a lot of TV shows, and did a lot of consulting for people in Hollywood as well.
Yeah.
She's a very accomplished person.
Yeah. And she
But
acts
she's also
so,
like a mother to us.
yeah, she acts so nonchalant. Like
She's so like,
she's like introducing us to people like she isn't also cracked out of her mind in
yeah,
terms of like her accomplishments. Yeah, she's insane.
amazing.
The stuff she's pulled off for us was genuinely insane. So
Yeah.
to describe the program, well, for one, I'm gonna shill ourselves because we all made reels on the CMU English page.
Ooh.
You can go to them and check
Can
out
check
a day
them
in all of
out.
our lives. Yeah, but so basically, the five of us who went on this first cohort got assigned an internship and a mentor based on our personal interests that Laura Harcum gauged. And along with having our own internships and our own mentors, which is so awesome having a mentor. I love my mentor so
Yeah.
much. He was so cool. Along with having our internships and our mentors, we also had weekly Friday classes at Agbo. What is Agbo, Adim?
It is a production company founded by the Russo brothers,
Yeah,
and they were part of producing movies like Everything Everywhere All at Once and
that's
some of the
right.
Marvel movies.
Avengers and
Um,
stuff, yeah.
yeah, and they
And
do a
much
lot of
more
really cool stuff with game development with
at Agbo,
Unreal
yeah.
Engine.
Yeah.
And so they develop game worlds and film worlds at the same time.
Yeah. There's a lot of
Cool.
cool stuff at the studio, and it was just super sick. We would go into the studio, try and use their fancy coffee machines, grab a bunch of snacks. We might have
There's so many
stolen.
snacks.
We might have stolen a few instant ramens to bring home with
Yeah.
us.
They also had a really nice coffee machine,
we did, yeah.
espresso
Yeah, we
machine.
tried to use it. We tried to use the milk frother.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
Those are the things you remember, guys.
Yes. Oh yeah. This is the most important part. I promise.
It's the food.
But other than just having classes at a crazy cool production studio, Laura would also bring us guest lecturers who would
Yes.
be like people who have written and directed and
Yeah.
just like really cool, accomplished people who would give us their individual lectures about the industry.
We met Stan Shervin, who was the screenwriter for Moneyball.
Moneyball.
Um,
Yes.
we also just met a lot of TV writers who worked on uh, Bull, Daredevil,
Yeah.
Bridgerton,
Yeah.
the Superman animated series.
Yeah. A lot of TV shows.
So many.
Yeah.
Oh, but a lot of those were from Javi's salon, which is
Yes.
another thing we had.
We had writers' salons for the first 3 Sundays. Javi, how do you say his name? Javi Grigio Marxwatch? Javi Grigio Marx. Ooh,
Rio.
Grillo?
Rio.
Grillo. Javi Grillo Marxwatch?
Yeah.
Javi Grillo Marxwatch,
We love you,
who is
Javi.
another CMU alum and very accomplished writer,
Oh,
would
so
host
accomplished.
these writers' salons, which basically he would gather some of his writer friends from
Wow.
various works, and he would just throw us in there, and we would go socialize with them. It was not a lecture; it was go out and talk to them and be in the environment where you get to talk to these kinds of people, which was a bit intimidating. I think we were pretty nervous for our first one.
Yeah.
But they were very valuable experiences. We got to talk to very cool people.
And they're so down to earth.
Yes, they
They're
were so down to
very
earth.
willing to give advice.
Yeah.
And I think like the biggest thing that I learned from like just talking with them is that Hollywood is an industry of people. Like it is made up of people who have ambitions and ideas and feelings and need to work together in order to make these huge projects come to life.
Yes.
And so, how do you interact with other creatives? How do you talk to them? Like we had an example in like the 48-hour film festival
Yeah.
when like we didn't know how to talk to each other as creatives, but these
Mhm.
people do it professionally, and
Yes.
so they had a lot of advice on how to make a writer's room very productive, and also were willing to share experiences that they had in Hollywood that like really helped them grow and mature in their career.
Yeah, they would get personal. Oh, and they had so many stories.
Oh, they
Absolutely.
had tea.
They had their stories were ridiculous. The kind of stuff that people go through in this industry is like oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Well, again, it's made out of people, and people go through crazy things.
You go through crazy things.
And so naturally,
It's a crazy industry though.
yeah.
And you do have to be passionate to survive in this industry. You have to be proactive and you have to be passionate and you have to network. You have to network.
Yeah.
You need to network, yeah.
But that networking can look very different.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
it could look like just bumping into someone or talking about something that you like, like you could be talking about something completely unrelated to the film industry,
Yeah.
but that's still you're building a network through
That's
common interests.
100%. When I was at the Phineas and Ferb studio, subtle flex, but when I was at the
What?
Phineas and Ferb studio, I was just talking to some of their writers about anime, like just
Yeah.
straight up. I was
Yeah.
like, we were on lunch break, and I got a chance to talk with them, and I wasn't the one who brought it up, believe it or not. I just heard 2 of them talking about it, and I was like, I gotta
Wait,
jump in
what?
on this conversation right
These
now.
are my people. This is my tribe.
Yeah, but you're totally right on that. Networking seems intimidating, and it's not intimidating, but it takes a lot of different forms.
Yeah.
And your peers are so important too. They would always tell us that our peers are actually the most important people.
Yeah.
So
Network horizontally, not vertically.
yes, and I
Yeah.
can't not talk about my bosses, my
Yes, you need
internship
to talk
itself.
about your bosses.
I'm sporting his merch right now, actually.
Richard,
Because my
Haddam.
podcast is my podcast is
Your-
my bosses.
Your podcast is?
My bosses actually. I had 2 bosses. They're a couple. It is Richard Haddam and Susan Lambert Haddam, and they both have podcasts. And when I first found out that I was assigned to podcasts, I was like, am I the only one who's doing podcasts? Because I thought everyone else got assigned to like a film studio, and I was like, I'm not doing film work. I'm doing podcast. I was honestly like a bit surprised, and I wasn't really sure what to expect because also since this was the first year the program was happening, I had no clue what the internship was going to be like. But
Mm-hmm.
it was easily the most transformative experience in my film career. I love my bosses so much. I had such a casual work environment. I would metro to their house, pet their dogs. They would brew me a pot of coffee.
Yeah.
And I really enjoyed the work that I did for them. They wanted to accommodate for me and the kind of work that I wanted to do as well. And I also really grew to kind of love podcasts and the podcasts that they do. I mean, I listened to a few podcasts beforehand, but getting to help participate in the process of creating them really made me have a stronger appreciation for the medium. And if it wasn't for working for my boss's podcast, I would not be here today with the idea of having done this podcast or starting to do this podcast. So huge shout outs to Richard and Susan and their podcasts.
They're
Richard Haddam's
amazing.
Paranormal Bookshelf and Susan co-host 80s TV Ladies. Um, give them a listen. They're great podcasts.
Yes. These are amazing people,
They
guys.
are,
They're
yes.
so cool.
Yeah, Arrim would try to take my job from me. She would come to
Oh
my
yeah.
she would come to
Oh
my work. She
gosh.
would get all buttery with my bosses. I'd be like, what's going on here?
Like, do you want to hire me?
They liked you so much too. I was like, huh? No, it's kidding. I'm kidding. But Arrim did help me at my work with my bosses. And yeah, if you want to check out what that was like, once again, our reels are on the CMU English page. I spent a while editing them, so please check them out. But yeah, had a great time with them. Still work for them part time now. Yeah, which is awesome. Arrim, would you
Yeah.
like to talk about your internship?
Yeah. So I interned at a production company called Big Swing Productions. And when I first heard that I was being assigned to this company, I was like, so what do they do?
Big swing?
Because do they
Do
swing
they
big?
swing? Well, I always imagine a swing set.
Oh, I think it's like a baseball bat.
Like a baseball
And they
bat? Oh, I
swing.
see, I see.
Or taking a chance. And because I heard that they develop IP, and I was really confused, like, what is IP?
What that
Like
mean?
what that mean? Intellectual property. Like it just sounded so technical. I was like, I thought I was supposed to be making films, but
So both of us kind of had the initial bamboozlement of like,
like,
is this really like film industry work?
Yeah, because we didn't know any
Yeah,
better.
we just didn't
All
know.
we know is the camera.
Does he know? Question mark.
But this was an amazing opportunity to see that side of the industry, of a side where people are taking ideas and developing them to be ready to be sold as scripts to these bigger studios and to be produced. And so I worked under Meredith Bagby, who is a prolific writer. She wrote a book called The New Guys, which is now being turned into a TV series. And I just got to see like how many projects they're working on. Like we worked on Slack, and it's just the sheer number of projects in Slack were like incredible, and the amount of research that they pour into each of those, and the amount of thought they put into every character and their arcs. It was so inspiring. But what was the most inspiring was like how the team worked when everyone was remote. I was still trying to navigate like how do I still like contribute and
Yeah,
like do a good job
yeah,
when I'm just like a face on a screen
yeah.
for this company. But people were so generous with me. They planned a whole boot camp where each of them rotated to give us a kind of a crash course on what they do, like what exactly they do in the company. And so Josiah, my supervisor, he is a groundling. He is an actor. He's a comedian. And so he was talking about comedy and the beats in a script and how to make setup and punchline
Yeah.
in storytelling. And Will Day Frank is a Hollywood screenwriter who gave us a lot of insight into what it's like writing for commercial films versus independent films, and how to get things made in the industry. Because surprisingly, or maybe not surprisingly, it's really hard to make things in Hollywood.
Yes. it's impossible.
Yeah. The more stories we hear, we're like, how does anything get made?
And they're like, we don't know. Everyone is literally
no
like,
one
it's a miracle when
knows.
something actually gets completed. It's insane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like I was soaking up as much knowledge as possible, reading books on screenwriting, and yeah, it just like helped train me. It was like taking a course on screenwriting, honestly. And my mentor, so dear to my heart, Andrea McCall, who's the head of story at Amblin, which is Steven Spielberg's production company, and through just visiting her office every week and just listening to her life story, she was so inspirational. Um, not just as someone in Hollywood, but someone with so much leadership in Hollywood, and how humble she was, and like just talking about how she started out. Um, what I loved about her was that like when she spoke, she just spoke with so much magneticism. Like you just get sucked into her story, and you just ask a simple question like, "How was your day?" And she tells this like amazing like short story about her life,
Her
and
writing is this fire?
it's so fire. I keep telling her, "You need to write a book," and
Yep.
she's like, "I'm not a writer,"
Just
but
spitting sheer poetry.
she is a writer. She is a poet, and she does not even know it. And I learned not just about career advice, but life advice, how to interact with people, how to really prioritize things
Yeah.
that prioritize my ambitions and
Yeah.
discover more things about myself. So that was really cool. What was great was it was kind of like getting two mentors at once, because Andrea's assistant, Becca, also kind of took me under her wing and kind of talked me through her experience going through the producing track at AFI, the American Film Institute. And we would just sit in like the courtyard where Steven Spielberg's bird
I was going to
lives,
bring
by
up
the
that you saw
way.
his bird.
I saw his bird. I tried to pet it and it walked away. But
No.
it was a really cool bird. And I think it was a parakeet. It was really cool.
Arrim, you gotta remember Steven Spielberg's bird.
What can I say? It was a bird.
Whoa, yo.
It was
Birds
so
are mad offended
cool.
right now.
You know, filming or photography was not allowed in the office, but it was a beautiful, beautiful office. Kind of looked like something out of a fairy tale. It looked like gnomes lived there. And I would be able to see fairies flying around if I looked close enough. And what I like to say is the wood looked like what you want wood to look like.
That is definitely not the first time you've said that. You do love using that description.
Yes, because the wood was immaculate. That's all I will say. I feel like
Yeah.
people listening to this will be so confused, but people who've been there know.
The wood
They
appreciators
know the wood.
They know. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, well, if you brought up your mentor, I have to bring up mine
You do.
at least quickly. Milo Train, I love you. My mentor was so cool. He had the coolest meetings for me. Our first meeting was at a cocktail bar at night, and he bought me a drink. And then we would go. We went hiking. We went paddle boarding. Like, this guy was taking me places. I was like, "Yo, these meetings are awesome." It was
Yeah.
so cool. He was not just teaching me about the film industry. He was teaching me how to live life. Like, that was awesome.
Milo adopted you.
Yes, so everyone was adopting me.
Everyone adopted you this summer.
My bosses wanted me to quit college and keep working for them at their home. So yeah.
Aww.
But I think for me, Milo was actually the perfect mentor for me, and I realized this on the first meeting because I said before that I'm not someone who's very passionate about film, and I think this could potentially throw off a lot of people who will give you advice like, "Oh, you need to watch more films, you need to watch more movies," which is true. It's not bad advice. It's not wrong. It is true. I do need to watch more movies, but Milo kind of helped me redefine what passion means because he also has never described himself as someone who is passionate, I guess, in this industry or has the same passion of like, I love films so, and he does love like television, but he's not the kind of person who's like, I love films so much, I want to make films like this, and they just like know like so much about films and have like such a clear like vision.
You don't need to be a film buff to
You don't
work
need
in
to be a film
Hollywood.
buff, and you don't need Milo. What Milo said to me on our last meeting was like, it's good to care, but to not care too much. There's a certain beauty in caring like
Mm.
the right amount. Um,
How do we know, Milo? How do we know?
but I think that it really meant a lot to me because I felt like I could still make it in this industry, and I really felt like that way after the internship completed. But when Milo pretty much told me is like, you know, um, as long as you have a passion and curiosity for the things that you're doing, um, you can do it, and it can still be a job. It doesn't have to be your life. Your job shouldn't be your life. Your job should be what
Yeah.
services the life that you want. And if that's a job in film, then it's a job in film.
Yeah.
But kind of the framing of like, I have to be like proactive. I have to work hard, but
Mm-hmm.
I can still kind of maintain the separation of like, oh, this is my job work, and it is the job that I would still rather do in comparison to like other jobs, but it does not have to be like my passion. It does not have to be like my life. I don't have to be like obsessed with films and the idea of making films. Milo's advice, I don't think I would have heard from like any other person. And I think
Yeah.
it really helped me reframe how I think about working in this industry and kind of affirm that, oh, there's still a place for me in it, like for
Yeah.
sure. So that's why I really value and love my mentor. So yeah.
Yeah. And just to like add on to what you were saying, Milo
Mhm.
telling you, like other people would often tell us like, um, if you just let it, this industry will eat up
Yeah.
all of your life. Like it will take and take and take more if you just let it. And so like I think a lot of people uh you know, a lot of people can give that warning, like make sure you have a work-life balance, but like hearing all secondhand from you
Mm.
about what Milo said to you was really refreshing because it was kind of coming at it from, yeah, like heed that warning, but yeah, here's an example of a person who does not let it eat away at him.
Yeah. And he
And
works really hard too.
does
Like
work
he
really
he works
hard.
super hard, but he still wouldn't really describe himself as someone who has that same, I guess, level of passion, or at least in the way that people typically define passion in this industry, which I
Yeah,
just found super interesting, but also very helpful to me.
almost like idolizing work.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
in a way, yeah. So we're gonna stop talking about our LA internship because we could actually talk about that forever. It was only 6 weeks too, but so much happened in those 6 weeks. I mean, if you're a prospective student and you're interested in doing film at CMU, the potential opportunity to go to LA for an internship is actually huge. So
Yeah.
definitely something you should factor into your consideration if you're considering the film major here at CMU.
Absolutely. Like, I think that's a really big plus for the film program at CMU. And
Yeah.
it's just starting up and it's going to grow. It's
Yes.
only going to get better from here. And it's already so great.
Yeah.
So,
Do you know what I
yeah.
completely neglected?
What?
My study abroad semester in London.
Oh my gosh.
I studied film in London for a
Now?
whole semester. Oh, I gotta bring it up at least at one point. What if
Yeah,
my
you have
professors see
to.
this?
Okay, you have to talk
I
about
mean,
it.
I don't. I'm not.
Go for
Okay.
it.
I won't talk about it too much, but I did love it. I was the first CMU. It's a Pittsburgh program, so a lot of University of Pittsburgh students go on it, along with other universities. But I was actually the first CMU kid who went on the program. So
There's a lot of firsts in this podcast.
yeah,
Like we pioneered you
But
pioneered the CMU in the London Studies
yeah, the
program.
Pitt London film program for CMU kids. I hope more
Yeah.
CMU kids do it because it was great. Anyway, I think that rounds up our film major experience.
Well, while having an experience as a film major, I think there are things that a lot of CMU students can relate to,
Yeah,
which is like, you know, kind of comparison.
yeah,
I think especially in the arts, like it's really easy to compare your art with other people, especially if like they seem to be doing a lot more seem to be a lot more successful than you or more creative than you. And like I think it's really easy to compare, but um yeah, I think it's something that we need to just constantly tell ourselves like we're competing with ourselves.
yeah,
Everyone's on a different path.
yeah,
So if you end up trying to compete with someone, you might just follow them down a road that you weren't meant to go down.
yeah. I have met so many people in the film major who undersell their skill set. I will admit I'm included in this. I will still not really tell you that I have that much confidence in editing despite being an editor because I feel like kind of self-taught and I just kind of like do it. I don't
That's how
really
everyone starts. And
yeah,
and you're not starting, you're doing. Like
I
you
guess
are an editor. A
in my
very
head
good one.
in my head it's just like I don't know. I don't feel like I'm doing anything complicated. Someone could learn this like stuff. In my head it doesn't really feel that impressive when I edit and there's a lot that I know I still can't do. So it does like feel like really hard. I feel like creative people depending on who, but can be very hard on themselves in the work that they churn out.
Yeah.
Yet it is yeah. I don't like most of the stuff I make, that's for sure. Yeah. Those reels over the summer turned out pretty good though.
They were really
I
good
did like
reels.
those.
Yeah. You
Well,
guys should check them out.
I
This
don't
is
know
their
why this
plug
is
of
the
the
thing
day.
we keep shilling repeatedly,
You guys should
but
check out our reels on the English department Instagram. I think it's because it was like a competition between us of like who would get the most likes.
oh, okay. I have no chance against Adim. Adim brings all the clout. I got nothing on Adim. I got mogged, bro. That was terrible.
Well, it wasn't a competition in my mind until you brought it up. And
Okay.
you're like, it's totally a competition. And I was like, oh.
That's not what I said. I didn't say it's
Oh.
totally a competition. I don't know what I said to be honest.
You said something along the lines of that. And I was like, oh, game on.
Okay.
But yeah, I think it's a lot of people undersell themselves.
Yes.
A lot of people are like not as confident as they could be about their work. And I think at least for me, I do a lot of like comparison and I always feel like it's kind of a waste of time.
Yeah.
Because whatever friend you have who's doing really amazing stuff, that's also a part of your network. Like it's not someone's success is not your negative. It's always
Mhm.
a plus.
Yes.
Knowledge that someone else gains, wisdom that someone else gains, it's always a plus for you too. And likewise, the knowledge and wisdom and experience you gain, you can also share with other people.
Mhm.
And you don't really need to be stingy over it. I think, yeah, everyone, it's like you go up together
Yeah.
and just constantly telling myself that has made me a lot happier and more excited
Yeah.
to work with people.
Of course, yeah. And it's an industry where you need to. Collaboration is key.
Oh, it's absolutely
You
necessary.
cannot do it on your own, yeah.
Yeah.
I will also kind of say just on a personal note for like my time in the film industries or in the film curriculum here, I feel like it's changed a lot. I've changed a lot in this kind of mindset as well. Well,
Mhm.
for one, I definitely have a bit more confidence now. I wouldn't say a lot, but I have more.
Yeah, we're on
And
the up.
we're on the up. We're on the up. We're going up. But I think my freshman year, I was pretty nervous and a bit intimidated, and I think
Mm.
I was just a little bit more naturally closed off to other people. But I think being abroad for a semester actually helped kind
Mm.
of I don't know what is what like clicked, I guess, but I
Mhm.
felt when I returned later my junior year, I just felt like much more open. And
The world has
yeah. Yes,
expanded.
and as we are trying to emphasize with this podcast, there's some amazing people out there,
Oh
and
yeah.
yeah, like even I feel like we as people, even just subconsciously, like close ourselves off to others. Like, oh, I don't think I would be able to get along with this kind of person. Like
And
those
we
kinds
make
of
assumptions in our
yes,
mind and we
yes,
paint a picture that's not really that person.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I've never felt like I was the judgmental type, but I think there's something kind of unlocked and also let
Mm.
me feel like more open to be myself in front of people and also feel that like that self would be accepted by other people.
Yeah.
And that connections would be made that way. And I think it has been like that so far. Not that it's not still scary sometimes, but I think it's been yeah, we're on the up. The trajectory has only been up since like junior year in that kind of regard. And there really are just so many open, cool, just wonderful people in so many different ways. So yeah, as this podcast will try to do,
Yeah.
we are going to be showcasing those kinds of people for you. And that was our pilot episode. Once
Yeah.
again,
Hang tight for more.
yes. Yeah, we'll have on some guests. Me and Arrim won't yap as much.
We'll be asking questions
Yeah.
next time.
We'll be creating a comfortable conversational environment.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's really exciting. But thank you so much for sticking with us, hearing us yap for this long, and staying tuned. I hope you enjoyed our pilot episode of the Mellon Life. And with that, we'll be seeing you next time.
What were we supposed to say?
Oh my gosh. Stay mellow.
Stay mellow. Okay,
All right.
wait, ready?
Yeah. What, 3, 2, 1? Shannon, count down for us. Stay mellow. Are we really gonna do this? Sorry. Well, we'll see if that sticks. Bye-bye.